Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Kek, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create this anime UI in Roblox. I'm using the software Photoshop, however you could use Figma, Affinity or other softwares that you'd like. Remember that you have to follow step by step, don't miss out on any part of this video. Also, this video can be a bit too fast or slow, so please use this playback speed modifiers to speed it up or slow it down for your own viewing comfort. There's also a lot of zooming in and out in this video, so you might feel some sort of epilepsy issues or some sort of dizziness, so please slow it down or speed it up however you'd like. I've also linked some chapters in the description of this video, so please use them as well, and leave some comments if you have any questions and I'll get back to you. So anyways, let's get right into the video. Starting off, I'm just creating some random shapes, seeing what looks nice. It's going to be the core foundation of our UI, and you just have to play around with it, see what works, and yeah, this all comes from experience or some references. It's nothing complicated, just a lot of mixing and matching here and there, creating some random shapes, blending, adding colors and gradients and whatnot, seeing what works. So yeah. In this portion of the tutorial, I've started using some inner glows and outer glows and just all the blending options that Photoshop has available so that I can create this sort of texture or the style that I want. Some of the best blending modes for these inner glows and outer glows is overlay or color dodge or linear dodge add. And there's a lot of other options, just using the proper angles and color tools and gradients and just having a good sense of color is very important for this part of the video. So here I've just pretty much finished the entire outline and stylizing the outline of the core foundation of the UI, and now I'm gonna get started on the search bar. As you can see, just gonna make like a black layer, black rectangle, and then lower the opacity on that rectangle. Now I'm making the search icon. You can also use this, you can find it on Google or somewhere else, but I can just create it myself because it's pretty simple to make. You can also just write some text to the right side of it, like a placeholder search text, and then play around with random stuff. I've just added a render from a online search on Google. You can use any render that you want. I think this one was taken from Anime Last Stand or some other game. I'm not sure which one, but I just Googled it. So yeah, now I'm gonna get started on the top header. I've just made a random shape, warped it around, and now I'm using the pen tool to somehow sketch a nice little looking sharp header, and I'm still refining it, seeing what's gonna look nice, stretching it around, distorting it, and I think this is what I decide on. Not exactly sure, but yeah, that's pretty much it. For headers, you just have to play around, see what works. Now I'm still refining it, and that's my final silhouette of the header, I think. And now I'm just putting in the designs, some small effects here and there. Gonna see what looks nice. They will be warped around, distorted, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing more to really say about it. It's not difficult. This is just time consuming. You have to put thought into it. Yeah, I'm still just moving around the shapes that I put inside of it. Now I'm adding gradients to it, little shine effects here and there that I kind of removed later on in the video because I didn't like them. But yeah, it's just in general going to be all of this stuff where I experiment with different things, adding different textures from my free UI pack that you can find in the description, and all these sort of different techniques that I've learned over the course of my Photoshop journey. So yeah. Here I just wanted to point out how I'm playing with so many different textures, like anything that most people don't even think about using. It's just so that we can maybe stumble upon something insane that people have never done before. I've never seen a texture like this being used in a header, like the one that I'm doing right now, this little claw icon or whatever this is. And yeah, I just put it there, and then I duplicated it and I clipped it to the header, and I made sort of a reflection of it and then a shadow, and it looks beautiful. And then we can also import the header separately on top of the original UI and then put it on top of the search bar to make it look like it's going on top of it, which looks really nice, as you can see. So it's just going to be a little Z-index thing in Studio. And yeah, now I'm playing around with different colors on the header, seeing what looks nice. Later on in the video, I probably remove these extra colors like the yellow and green ones on the left and right sides, but nonetheless they still look beautiful. So if you would like to keep them, you're very free to do so. The text was looking a bit off to me personally, so what I've tried to do is I've tried to change the color of it from the generic white and black that you see on most anime UIs to completely black. And yeah, I basically inverted the colors. Instead of making it white text and then a black stroke, I changed it to a black text and a white stroke. It's not purely black and white. As you can see, the text color is around the same as the color of the background of that main UI, so it all looks very consistent and beautiful. And now I'm just going to be filling in the descriptions on the left and right sides for the units, and we're going to see what looks nice and adorable. The main idea is to make sure that it's not only good for UI but also for UX. However, in this video, just because I wanted to get the style across, I've not focused on UX as much. There will be some problems with this specific UX when I'm done with it, but remember that this is only for learning how to replicate the style of the UI, not per se the UX. So yeah. I've also made these vectors in the past, or I've somehow photo batched them together, colored them from simple icons, or maybe got them from a free vector pack on Pinterest or anywhere else. So in this video, pretty much every vector that you're gonna see is something that I created a long time ago or something else, but yeah, that's where the vectors come from. However, you could use some free vectors that we have available in our Discord server, discord.gg/Eugen, UGEN. I've now started working on the close button of this UI. You're going to see a lot of experimenting going on in this specific button. That's how it is with pretty much all aspects of your UI. You shouldn't be trying to get it all done within a few days or anything. Just take your time with it, enjoy the process. Don't let yourself be restrained by anything. Your entire creative process should feel very interesting, full of passion and creativity, not you feeling sad or restricted to anything. Now creating the extra buttons next to the search bar, like the sorting button or the filter button. It's just going to be like a rectangle with some curving, and then trying out different effects, making glow on it. As you can see, I'm trying to make it look very pristine and elegant. And yeah, now I'm making the filter icon. It's just pretty much some shapes, and then I've made it black, and then I've added a sort of stroke to it, and then I've changed the mode of that stroke to overlay. Now it looks like it's part of that entire button, and it looks like a sort of art piece itself. I'm now adding like the unit inventory capacity, how many units the player has, and I'll be playing around with its position a lot. I'll be moving it right, left, bottom, up and down, just seeing what looks nice. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the entire thing for the next few minutes. As you can see, now I'm creating like different effects on the main UI on the left side, and it's just gonna be like these stripes or shine effects to see if something looks nice. And it really depends, I might really reduce the opacity, or I might, make it a bit brighter. I'm now starting to create the buttons for the UI. They're going to be used everywhere. For example, the unequip all or equip best buttons for a TD games inventory. And yeah, I've just made a basic shape. Now I'm cutting it out, seeing if it looks nice, putting text on top of it. I added a gradient overlay to it, and then I added an inner glow. And yeah, now I'm just carving out some nice little glows to see if the shine is going to look nice, or if I can make it look more crystalline or crystallized, or make it look more clickable in a sense. Anything that's more glowy or bright is tend to get more clicks, and everything that is like dark and contrasted is good for like dramatic stuff, but not for buttons, which is what most of UI is about anyways. So yeah, I'm still just trying out different things. I'm adding outer glow to it to give it a sort of a shine effect so that people would want to click on it. And yeah, it's all, again, experimental stuff. You just have to keep experimenting with what you like and what you don't. And if you decide on something looking nice, then stick with it. And yeah, I'm going to duplicate these buttons now and change their colors. So I can just use the hue and saturation modifier in Photoshop. Your application might have something similar, like an adjustment layer. So yeah, it's not complicated stuff. Just keep your mind easy and simple and go with the flow. I'm now creating the statistics of this unit on the right side. As you can see, I'm going to be using the vectors that I've created before a long time ago, and yeah, I'm just going to be resizing them and sharpening them or making them smoother, and then putting text next to them. I'm using the font Montserrat Extra Bold, which is my favorite text on Roblox and pretty much everywhere else. And yeah, it's just gonna be like this entire thing with experimenting and whatnot now. What you're gonna do, or what I'm gonna do, is I'm going to remove the transparency of the boxes, and then I'm going to add a sort of a stroke that I can also add a gradient on. So a gradient on the color beneath the main container, and then a stroke, and then a gradient on top of that stroke, as you can see now. So I'm gonna make the vector bigger than the box itself to give it a sort of a nice cartoony dynamic look, add a little tier label on top, and now I'm adding a gradient on the stroke that I mentioned before, and a gradient on the color beneath. And then I'm just going to go ahead, duplicate it, and position it properly, and then I'm going to change the color of the other containers and the other strokes to make it all very versatile and sort of nice on the viewer. So yeah. Now started working on the units list on the left side inside the container. There's just going to be boxes with curves on them, with strokes and a little white outline on them. That's gonna be for selection. If you're scrolling through the frame in gaming while you're playing the game, you can click on it or hover on top of it for this white selection sort of outline to come on top and give it a very nice sort of effect to make it more bouncy or enjoyable to use. So right around now my entire PC crashed out of nowhere, and then when I tried to open up the file, it gave me this error that you can see on your screen. I tried everything and it just didn't work out, so I'd recommend every single person to remember to always autosave and whatnot. Since I lost the file, I felt very sad because I was also going to give it away, but hence I just went with a screenshot that I had saved, so here it goes. From here on, I'm just adding some text to the units boxes, and the main thing that we have to understand when we're making actual UI, not like a showcase UI like this one, is that you want the text to have enough space to scale easily if there's a very big name to be written. For example, I'm putting something like ex-assassin, right? But if you were to put something more longer, for example, the ultimate executioner or something like that, you would have to put it, you would have to make the text in a way that it would work even with a long name, sort of. So what you can do is make it a bit smaller, remove or reduce this number of units in a row or like a column from 6 to 5, so that you can make the boxes a bit bigger, and then you will have more room to make the text also a bit bigger. So yeah, that's probably your best bet. Apart from that, you have to put the vectors in a very sweet position so that they don't collide with the text and whatnot, which is gonna look very bad or give it a very bad sort of look. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing here. I'm gonna duplicate the rows that I've made, and I'm going to change the colors of them or the gradients of them, highlighting different tiers or rarities of the units. For example, the top one is mythical, second one is legendary, third one could be uncommon, or so on. So guys, now I'm done with my UI. Even though I lost the file, I still have like the units file at least that I made on top of a low quality screenshot. And yeah, if you felt like a sort of drop in quality, that's just because I lost the file. And yeah, this is the final result, and it came out very nicely. I would like to highlight the fact that I will indeed still be giving away the UI that the file included and everything. It's because a very sweet friend of mine recreated the entire UI for me in Affinity. So we're going to be putting it up on our Gumroad for sale. Please join our Discord server, discord.gg/Eugen. You can learn a lot of new stuff there, and we have a lot of resources which will help you a lot. So yeah, good luck guys, and remember that this is not something that you can learn overnight. You will have to spend hours and days into your craft until you can completely master it. And yeah, good luck and see you soon. Bye bye.